Well, here we go, guys. The Sightron S-Tac 3 to 16 by 42. Get the little boxy details here. This is the MOA3 reticle. Target turrets, all that kind of carry on. 30mm tube. Now, before I bought the scope, I read a little review on it. Saying that the glass was as good or nearly as good as the S3 line of scopes. Now this, I've had an S3. I've had an S3 8 to 32 by 56, and I can tell you that it's not anywhere near the optical clarity of a Sightron S3. This one here is made, it says Sightron USA, and damn focus, man. It says Sightron USA, but it's made in the Philippines. Now you can tell that it's made in the Philippines from a glass point of view, from an actual build quality. Man, she's a solid scope. It's got a cool extra throw lever here if you like that kind of thing. The clicks are tactile and quite audible. There is a little bit of play, as you can see there, but not, it's not mushy. It just gives you an edge. It's kind of like a little bit of trigger creep, and then you get a decent, but anyway, I digress. Now, this scope with a 42mm objective, it's a decent scope. It's compact. It does a decent job. But as far as, man, I think as far as shots in the evening go, this is gonna struggle. This thing. The picture is not as clear or as warm as you would like for a scope in that price range. And I think that what it does give you, though, is it sort of makes up for the lack of optical warmthness, or warmth. What's warmthness? Who says that? The lack of optical warmth and that warm fuzzy feeling you get when you look through it and you think, man, that looks so nice. It doesn't have that, but it makes up for that in other areas. 30mm tube, adjustable, side parallax, nice and compact, quick focus ring, quite tough. The finish is interesting. It's tough, but it does mark quite easy. You'll find a lot of white marks on it. You think, oh, I've scratched it, but no, it's not scratched. It's just the way it is. It just picks up stuff. To the guy that wrote the review saying this is as good as S3 glass or close, man, I think he must have got a bad S3, because it's not even close as far as I'm concerned. Now this is going to go on my son's 223. I'm going to stick one on my 243. I had to sell my Nightforce NXS to buy both of these scopes, which is a real sad story. So cue the violins. And I was tempted not to look through the NXS when I bought this, just because you don't want to look back. It's like looking at that girlfriend that is hot, and then you look at your new one and she's not quite the same. But anyway, looking through the Nightforce after looking through this, man, this is chalk and cheese, and it should be. This is an $839 scope from New Zealand, in New Zealand dollars, I should say, and it looks like one. Would I change it out for something else? I would probably change, if I had my time again, I would probably buy, and I was going to buy, a Nikon Monarch 3 5 to 20 by 44 for my son, and it's not as nice reticle, but it's a much nicer picture to look through. You can actually dial it in the end, but the reticle is nowhere near as clean and as uncluttered as this one. The reticle on this is very nice. There's a quarter MOA dot at 100 yards, which gives you a very precise aiming point. The only issue with that, with the reticle at the moment, is that the reticle, when you look against a dark background, you can barely see it. When I look against trees and shrubs, you can barely see that background. So if you're looking at a dark animal like a black pig or something in a bit of bush, it could be a struggle. Is it a hunting scope? Maybe not, but it's probably more of a target scope. We've got a white background or an orange background or something to shoot against. But for me, I'm going to be using it for hunting, and I think the real test of this thing will come in the evening when we take this out at dusk or in the morning, and the light's not that great. I have tried focusing the eyepiece here to see if I can get that reticle just a bit sharper and a bit darker. Nothing. Not really anything to write home about. So far, mixed reactions with the scope. Once we get it out and get it in the field a bit more and have a bit more of a play with it, I'll get back to you. But this was just an unboxing and a initial thoughts.